Hello everyone, and welcome to this new video in which we will explore together the incredible legends surrounding the curse of J.P. Canoe. Our tale begins in the 19th century in a quaint area of Indiana known as Lafayette. During that era, American settlers engaged in conflicts with various indigenous tribes to colonize the land. They succeeded in driving away many tribes, but one of the tribal chiefs named Tecumseh decided to resist. He will then gather different Indian tribal leaders and organize a confederation to protect his lands and villages from settlers. Quickly, Tecumseh will become a reputed and feared war leader. He won many victories against the American colonists, including his feared friend, General Harrison. Many reports also mention his incredible courage and report that his strength grew from war to war. The more victories he won, the more warlords wanted to join him to lend him less strength. But for the President of the United States and General Harrison, he represents a danger. It would therefore be important to eliminate it quickly. There will be many wars between the different camps, but one of them will remain historical, named the Battle of Chippewa. It was during this battle that the Indians suffered a bitter defeat against the American colonists. So to take revenge and before dying, Tecumseh would have cast a spell. He would have cursed all those who had killed his people and would have cast a terrible curse that would target the very symbol of oppression, namely the presidents of the United States. This curse would punish all US presidents for the deaths they may cause during various battles for the next 100 years. Legends have it that all presidents elected a year ending in the number 0 would suffer this brutal curse. Before the end of his term, and for now, historically we can say that this curse might be true, because every 20 years there has actually been an American president who died a year ending in a 0. The first person who would have suffered this curse would of course be General Harrison, or the President of the United States Harrison the Morrigan pneumonia. Only 3 months later, after being elected in 1840, the second person to suffer this curse will be Abraham Lincoln, who will be elected in 1860 and who will be brutally assassinated 5 years later. Then it will be James Garfield's turn, who will be elected in 1880 and assassinated only a year later. Then came William McKinley, who was elected in 1900 and brutally assassinated only a year later. In 1920, it was the President of the United States, Arjing, who died only 3 years later under mysterious conditions, which many people talk about poisoning. Then Franklin Roosevelt, who would be elected President of the United States and who died only 5 years later of a cerebral hemorrhage, and only a few weeks after signing the Yalt Agreements. Again, many will suspect murder. Finally, it may be one of the strongest we know of, namely the Kennedy assassination in 1868, and who was elected in 1960. But while Harrison, Abraham Lincoln, Franklin Roosevelt or the Kennedys, the curse seems to have struck and killed them, after being elected a year ending in a 0. In 1980, Ronald Reagan was elected President of the United States. Legend has it that he managed to defeat the curse. He would not have succumbed before the conclusion of his term. Some even speculate that it was his survival of an attack that enabled him to break the curse. The curse appears to have been vanquished. For subsequent US presidents, this curse might have extended to George Bush, but he didn't die during his term, and the most recent was Donald Trump, and he didn't die during his term either. So we may never know the truth about this curse, but historical facts tend to prove that this curse did indeed exist. And that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Do not hesitate to tell me in the comments, and if you have other topics like that you want me to deal with in my next videos. If this video interested you, don't hesitate to check out my other videos. In the meantime, you can still like, share and subscribe. We'll meet again in the next video. It's Take on Fire.